Hey there, guys. This is Things No One Tells You. This is actually a recap of season one as we're getting ready to give you a preview of what is to come for season two. We are so excited. A little bit, though, before we dive into that, about my world right now. I am here in snowy Connecticut. I am so excited about this new year and just a refresh of like all things. I'm considering contacts because I realize that I rely on my readers way too much. I have started Pilates, which I have found myself strangely obsessed with, which is completely out of my norm because normally I'm like a run and gun, like 30-minute cardio person, but I'm really enjoying the desire and the need to just slow it down for a second, take a little more time, maybe read a little bit. Anyway, I also just got back from coaching my daughter's basketball team, which I love. And I wanted to share that the reason that I do that I started doing that a couple seasons ago is because when I was covering the Olympics a couple summers ago, I was doing the show On Her Turf. And so we got to talk to so many amazing female athletes. And there was one track and field athlete that I was talking to. We were doing an interview and it was time to ask about advice or something that stuck out to her. And she said, if I could give parents one piece of advice, it would be take the time at least once to coach your daughter's team in anything. And her thought process was that it was such an important thing, powerful thing to show kids, especially young girls, what it's like to see a mom, a woman in that role, girls or boys for that matter. But that really stuck with me. And here's the thing that no one tells you. Now that I do it, it is really hard because it's really hard to like to navigate and wrangle like all these different little humans with amazing personalities and such varying skill sets. And also just figuring out the way to create a language that they all understand. But the thing that I have taken away, whether it's from practices or games, is what it looks like on their faces whenever you give a child a positive reinforcement. Maybe it's a compliment. Maybe it's just a high five coming off the court because she missed her shot, but she took the shot that was important. There is something so special to see that look and that smile in their eyes when it's just taking the time to see them. So I'm so grateful for that conversation that I had a couple years back and to have the opportunity now to try that. So I just wanted to share. But back to the podcast, Things No One Tells You. So I wanted to share some thoughts from season one, because really the reason that Things No One Tells You came to be was because I wanted to lean into the concept of the thing that no one tells you, because over the course of my career, I have heard different athletes, different people in different industries share, well, the behind the scenes, the thing that no one really tells you is. And I have become strangely interested in the concepts of relatability and also just in our connection in general, right? And especially through covering different sports, I was realizing how many similar scenarios we all go through, but sometimes it just looks different. It's a different circumstance, what have you. I wanted to really lean in and focus on the topic that we could talk about, what is the thing that no one tells you about XYZ, versus always having to think about the guest first. There are times that I know, oh, I would love to talk to that guest about that. But more often, we're figuring out what would a really cool topic be that maybe people aren't spending enough time discussing, and how can we build that? Who would be the guests that would be really meaningful and really lean into having a conversation like that? So I am so grateful for the guests that we have had on so far. Some of the highlights for me, there are so many, but NFL quarterback Daniel Jones talking about changing teams and also revealing the thing no one tells you about building relationships, and also how your work environment and building those relationships with current or new teammates really matters. Also, the thing that no one tells you about imposter syndrome, hearing that from a Hollywood actress was really shocking to hear that someone who is as accomplished and as good as she is would be terrified, almost debilitated when she finally stepped on set. I loved hearing that perspective. How about things no one tells you about raising a middle schooler? If I'm being honest, one of my things no one tells you is that all of a sudden your little kid is about to grow. And someone said recently that you really lose them at 12. I choose not to believe that, but I know for sure that the time where I can just cuddle, they can cuddle me on command is like definitely waning. And there's just something so raw and real to me about the realization and taking the time to know in the moment that this time doesn't last. What are we going to do? And how does it morph? And it can still be amazing. But having Bridget Kermoris on, who was a middle school psychologist, basically a parent coach, was so eye opening and really awesome. So I can't wait to have more conversations like that. We have had countless stories from musicians, entrepreneurs, even family. I mean, the tough conversations that we have had the ability to have, like about addiction, losing my cousin, also about faith and what that looks like in sports. It has really meant so much to me, just because I think the most important thing is that we are sharing our experiences. And I think it is so critical that we have conversations and that we're open and honest with each other about things that sometimes feel really hard to talk about. Or like, should we be talking about this? Yes, we should be talking about this, because the way that we come together is by understanding what other people have been through, and by hearing ideas, hearing thoughts, hearing from people's experiences and what has been really hard. And one big thing for me, the thing no one tells you about the need to ask questions. Even in relationships, even in your job, in your career, that never ends. Ask questions. And I think so often we always get tied down by, oh, we should know this, we should know that. This has been my experience. I think the more that we ask, the more we grow. And it's never a bad question. These guests we've had have been super honest. They've been vulnerable. And what I love is knowing that they come to the table excited and eager to share the thing that no one tells them about their journey that has impacted them, that they really feel could help others. So, what is on tap for season 2? I am so glad you asked. We are so pumped, and this is going to be a busy season for me, because I am stepping into this year with a few projects that are on the plate. I'm really excited about doing the Olympics. I cannot wait. I'm doing some college basketball. I'm working on a new project that is nothing I've ever done before that I can't wait to share more about. But we're going to be hearing from some of those folks around those worlds. I can't wait to talk about the things no one tells you about the pressure of being an Olympic athlete. We will be hearing from more people in the world of sports, entertainment, all sorts of different industries, entrepreneurs, but also some really applicable episodes, like the things no one tells you about the science of love. Okay, I cannot wait. My friend Marissa is a relationship scientist. She is joining me to break down some of the things that we do not know about why our relationships might be the way they are, how we can frame the way that we want them to be, what we might need to change, and maybe what's really working that we didn't even realize. She has so much great advice. I can't wait to talk to her. Also, the thing no one tells you about coaching college sports. There is so much there to talk about. We'll be talking to a pro athlete about the thing no one tells you about youth sports. Parents, you know you need to hear that conversation. The conversation I had in season 1 about addiction with my aunt and uncle and the group at Stable Recovery in Kentucky really resonated. I'm so thankful for that. And because of that, we are going to be talking to a healthy living expert who has experienced addiction firsthand and really has built a platform around that. So I'm excited to dive more into that topic as well. Also, the thing no one tells you about making a name for yourself as an artist and about the pressure of being a top tier athlete. The list goes on. And as always, I would love to hear your suggestions. I want to know what this community is excited about hearing about. So please don't forget to just chime in, weigh in where you can. If you're loving this show, there are actually 3 things that you can do. You can follow this show on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also, of course, leave a rating and review. And lastly, share an episode that you like with a friend. Word of mouth and spreading the word is the best way. But we can't wait to have you guys along. Thank you so much for being a part of this community in season 1. We can't wait to share what season 2 has to offer. Thanks so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you back here next week. Please don't forget, follow and subscribe to Things No One Tells You. And of course, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a 5-star review because that's really what helps people get more listeners. We would love to grow this community. We are so grateful that you're a part of it. See you next time.